In today's video, we're going to be talking about the properties of math. Properties are just the laws of math. So we're going to study 4 properties. The first is the closure property. Anytime you think of closure, I want you to think of a box. We're talking whole numbers today, so think of a box filled with all the whole numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of them are in there. If I pick 2 numbers from that box, let's say a 3 and a 12, if I add those together, I'm going to get 15, which is also in the box. So therefore, we say that that box is closed. So here's some examples. 4 plus 7 is a unique whole number. That shows closure because 4 and 7 are whole numbers. When you add them together, you get 11, which is also a whole number. So let's determine if the following sets are closed under addition. So first, let's determine what sets we're talking about. Is E is equal to 2n, where n is a whole number. Is that closed under addition? Well, what in the world is 2n? Well, 2n is 2 times any whole number, which is going to be an even number. So we have a box of even numbers. So what we're asking is the sum of 2 even whole numbers an even number? So add 2 whole even numbers, and we're going to get an even number. Now, what is 2n plus 1? Well, if 2n is an even number, if I add 1 to any even number, I'm going to get an odd number. So we've got a box of odd numbers. So it's asking, is the sum of 2 odd numbers an odd number? Well, let's pick 2 out of the box. A 9 and a 3 is odd, but the answer is even. So no, it is not closed under addition because the answer is not in the box. Here we have another box of 0s and 5s. Is it closed under addition? Let's pick any 2 out of there. 5 and 5. Well, 10 is not in the box, so it is not closed under addition. Now, the commutative property you may have heard of before. So let's say you commuted somewhere today. Commuted just means you moved from one place to another. So I want you to think of the CO as changing order. You're going to change the order of where you are when you move. So same thing, you're going to change the order of your numbers. So here's 2 visual aids to show that we've got 5 plus 3 is 3 plus 5. That's a commutative property. Notice the bottom, 5 plus 3 ends at 8. Well, so does 3 plus 5. It ends at 8. So it shows that it's the same number. The same thing over here with your blocks. 5 plus 3 blocks or 3 plus 5 blocks. You're still going to get the same length. So that's the commutative property. We can also show it in this visual aid with the set model. So we've got 5 stars plus 3 stars. So we're going to get 8 stars when we combine them. Now we're going to have 3 stars plus 5 stars. When we combine them, we get 8 stars. So you can see that they're similar. They're exactly the same. Now the associative property means the same order. See the SO and associative? So the numbers are going to be in the same order, but we're going to have parentheses. So 1 plus 2 is 3, and 3 plus 3 is 6. Or on the other side, you have 1 plus 5, which also is going to give you 6. So that's the associative property. Now the identity property says you're going to get the same thing that you started with. So when you look in the mirror, you're going to get the same thing that you started with. So here's an example. You have 2 plus something is going to give you 2. What is that something going to be? 0. That's the additive identity. And there's a few other examples. 0 plus 35. But notice, and here's 9 plus 0. So you started with 9. You got 9 to end with. So that's the identity property. We can also show it with our set models. So we have 5 blocks, and we're not going to add anything to it. We're going to add 0, and we get 5. So you start with 5 and you end with 5. So that's identity property. So I would like for you to turn in class the answer to this. Which properties of whole numbers are illustrated below? So do the first 4, please.